Hello, third graders. This is Mrs. Copeland, and I'm a math teacher in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools. I'm going to be helping you with third grade memory joggers. Let's take a look at Week 9, Day 3, Problem D. Write a fraction to represent each section of the rectangle below. We have several things to remember. The denominator of a fraction represents the total number of equal parts, and the numerator represents the number of equal parts the problem is referring to. This is an example of 5, 6. There are 6 equal parts, and 5 of those are shaded. Unit fractions are fractions with a numerator of 1. You can think of a unit fraction like you think of units in measurement, such as inches or feet. The denominator is the number of times it takes to cover the whole with that unit. You can write a unit fraction to represent each of the parts above by thinking about how many of that size it would take to cover the whole. So let's take a look at A. I'm going to use a Post-it, and I'm going to see exactly how wide this is. So if I were to see how wide that is the middle the same size? The middle is the same size as A, and the right side is the same side as A. So I have 1, 2, 3 parts that are the same size because they're all the same height there. So A would be one of 3 equal parts, or 1/3. And while we're on that one, just because we just measured it the same way, I can tell that D is the exact same size as A. So I'm also going to put 1/3 there. Both of those, if I were to cover with the A size piece, it would be 1/3. And if I were to cover with D size pieces, it would take 3. So that would also be 1/3. Now B, and it looks like B and C might be the same size too. I'm going to use my Post-it note again. If I were to measure here, there's B. Is C the exact same height? So B and C look like they might be the exact same. We can tell they're the same width just by looking at the drawing, but they are also the same height. So that means, and we know that A is the same width as C. So this part was the same as that. So that means that if I were to take a line and draw it across here, and another one, since we know A and D are the same, that all of the pieces would be the same. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal pieces, and B is one of those. So B would be 1/6, and C would be 1/6. Thank you, and if you have additional questions about this problem, please ask your classroom teacher.